Greetings, my excellent viewers. Today we'll be doing a live review of the early access game Humankind, developed by Amplitude Studios and produced by Sega. Humankind was released in 2021 to mixed reviews. In Humankind, you shape a civilization using over 60 different cultures from the ancient era through to the modern age in a turn-based strategy and city-building styled game. Now, with mixed reviews since launch, a lot of the comments seem to indicate that Humankind is a cheap Civilization ripoff. So I thought it would only be fair to playtest it and see how it really is. So let's get Humankind fired up and see what this game is all about. Now, I installed the game over the weekend, and I jumped on last night just to see if it would work and see what it was all about, so that I could give you guys a more comprehensive review. And before I knew it, I ended up playing through 99 turns before I realized if I kept going, I wasn't even going to get any sleep last night, and I would end up beating the game before I even did the review. So I stopped myself right there, and I'm going to bring you back into the game from the beginning, and we're going to go through the whole thing from scratch. Now, they do have a character creator. It's not quite as comprehensive as I would normally like, but you can select from different types of characters. I went through the character creator and I created this character. You can select not only what your character looks like, basically the race, the gender, the different symbols that your empire will use. You can select from a bunch of presets, and there are more presets to unlock as you pay for different DLC content and whatnot. So we're going to go ahead and select the one that I picked. I actually want to change some of these settings. Last night I realized that the game map's actually not as big as I really thought it was. So I'm going to change it to a huge map. We're going to keep it set on a normal pace. I'm going to change the... we'll leave the difficulty at Metropolis. That's fine. Okay. I'm going to go back to the main menu real quick. Okay. So, we're going to... Okay, good. Just want to make sure it saved what I was trying to do here. So, let's go ahead and start. Now, you can select the symbols for your tribe, the way your characters look. It's kind of... I really don't like the way the characters look in the game, but, you know, I get what they're trying to do. It's... The art style's not exactly 100% realistic, so it's not going to be, you know, Fallout 4 quality or The Last of Us quality. But let's go ahead and load the game, and we're going to play it from the beginning, so it'll walk you through each step of what you need to do. You can build up your empire by scouting out new materials the same way you do in Civilization. You can shape your religion. You can shape your politics. They have a ton of choices that you can choose for all of this. And the way the game works is every once in a while you're faced with decisions that you have either a good decision, a bad decision, or a worse decision. Sometimes you have more decisions, sometimes you have less, and each decision will help shape and guide the way your empire can grow. Some will give you a reduction in the cost of setting up outposts. Others will give you an increase in the amount of food, but a decrease in the amount of money that your city can generate. So you kind of have to make sure that when you're selecting your decisions, you're not only doing it based on how good the outcome is, but you want to pick a decision that's going to
Our
benefit
universe
what you're
contains
trying to
infinite
accomplish.
stories, most of which are about rocks and ice at sub-zero temperatures in a vacuum. Rather boring. However, on a small damp rock, there is a story that bears a second look. It's your story. But the first 4 billion years or so mostly concern amino acids. Not much of a page turner. But then, over time, the amino acids bond together, and things start to get interesting and a bit drier. A certain subspecies of hominid discovers that you can do more with a sharp rock than annoy your little brother. Tools and weapons are invented. The hominids begin to cooperate. Fire becomes a servant rather than an unpredictable force of nature. They learn to tan the skins of animals for clothing. They learn ways to record and probably exaggerate their adventures. Eventually, these tribes learn to build shelters and immediately hold the first barbecue parties. This is the dawn of humankind. Struggle and cooperation have been rewarded. The Neolithic era draws to a close. The whole world beckons. This tribe has come far, but the rest of their story is your story. You are the one who will build them into a great civilization. How far will you push humankind? A new era, a new epoch. While your tribe looks to you for leadership, the weight of all those future, unborn generations also weighs upon your decisions. What sort of lives will they have?
Okay, so it looks like it started us out in a forest area. So you use your right mouse click and you hold it down, or your left mouse click, you hold it down, and you can drag the mini map around, or the map, the game map here around to quickly move from place to place. That's important to know because I didn't actually do that the first time I played for quite a long time. So I had to slowly use the A and the D buttons and the W and the S buttons to slowly move around the map, and it was very tedious. But the left mouse click makes it much, much, much faster. Okay, so we're gonna move them a little bit. I want to scout out the area, see if I can pick up any resources. And once we open up a little bit of the map, we'll be able to decide where we want to lay our base. So, just clicking on the map, much like Civilization, allows you to decide where to go. And then once your turn is over, each of your units you'll want to move, or you'll want to skip their turn, or set up some other type of ready attack, or claim territory, or ransack a particular tile. And these will be important later.
Delicious. Though next
Okay,
time
we
it might
grab
be
some
better if
wild
you washed it
berries.
first.
And it looks like there's some more food over here. So we're going to end this turn. Perfect. Okay. I'm starting to see a pattern here. It looks like we're on the water. So I want to find a place that's going to have multiple tiles around itself. And then I can start looking at possibly setting up a settlement. Okay, I'm not sure what this type of dry grass will do for me, but we have some woodlands here. So let's take a look. Cannot be done without a minimum of 5. Okay. Oh, we got another resource. Got some nuts. We'll move up here. Okay. Now, this is one of those decisions that you can make that has consequences and potential rewards. In the distance, a thin cord of smoke cuts up into clear blue skies. Fire! Calling a few tribesmen, you run closer. The smell of cindered bark and burning pine grows stronger with each footfall. You spy dancing flames, and suddenly you find yourself on the edge of a settlement on fire. Many of the structures are ablaze, but even with the smoke and flames, you can see these abodes are marvels of craftsmanship. You're about to direct your men to put out the fires with loose soil when you see short, shadowed figures running away. Youths. They could become part of your tribe if you give chase now, but that would mean losing the secrets of construction. What is your choice? So I can give chase, and the raw numbers will help us more than building techniques at this time. And the new army refugees will become uh, part of our hunting party. Or I can extinguish the fire. Understanding how to build stronger settlements will be vital in the future. And I can research city defense for 25% less. Well, right now, I could use the extra people because I need a lot of different units to scout around and pick up um, these little rewards. So we're gonna have them do that. Okay, we're gonna have him go there. I'm gonna make these guys continue in that direction. We've got these guys, and we're gonna have them go up here. Awesome. Okay, he's gonna grab this resource.
Else, you could learn what killed them.
And it looks like there's some additional resources over there. We're gonna make them come up here. And we're gonna have these guys continue scouting along the shoreline. Now there's a strategic resource here, but I won't know what it is until I've upgraded my civilization enough to unlock whatever this resource is hiding. Be it iron or gold. We will find out. Okay, so I can't move anybody anymore. We're going to end the turn right now. And now I have enough tribesmen that I should be able to start laying a city. The first thing I'm going to want to do is create an outpost. And before I do that, we're going to grab these resources here because we can always use the extra resources. So this is a lake. This should be good farmland, actually. I like this area. Got some farmland, and it's sitting on a little bit of an incline, which is always good. So let's see. If we were to build here, you can zoom in by using the mouse wheel. Clicking on claim territory. If you look at the tile you want to place it on, around the tile, you'll see little markings. The corn icon represents food. The gears icon represents industry. There will be a gold coin icon representing money. And these tell you what that tile can potentially do. If I were to set the city here, it has a potential, this particular tile has a potential for either 3 food growth or 2 industry growth. So by setting the city claim block here, I would actually be taking those away from potentially growing something or potentially doing something else. Okay, so let's see. I want to... Actually, I wonder if I could set it right on this. This might be a good place to put it. And the reason this might be a good place to put it is there's quite a bit of food around here. And I like the thought of being able to grow lots of food right away. But this area has a more balanced approach. It looks like we have multiple food spots and some industry, so I could actually get a nice balance. But I'm going to lose a little bit of space over here to build. Okay. This has quite a few tiles. It looks like it's also fairly balanced. Decisions, right? So let's look at the forest area. Yep. It looks like no matter where I choose, it's going to be pretty much the same options. So, I think with that being said, an area like this might actually be my best bet. So we're going to go ahead and select this area here. Now, it's going to take 5 turns, it looks like, for them to be able to finish creating this outpost. So we're going to move on to the next army that I haven't moved yet. And we're going to move them. Let's see. I want them to move further in this direction. We're going to move these guys further south. And we're going to end that turn. Okay. Going to keep moving these guys. But the more scouts you can have claiming these resources early on, the much better position you'll be in. So we're going to send these guys over here. Looks like, ooh, there's some copper right there. I'm going to need this at a later point. Okay, looks like there's some gemstones down there. Okay. Let's move these guys over this way. There we go. Okay, it looks like one of the tribes has reached the next stage. I've kind of dicked off a little bit here, just scouting around, but that's fine. I'm actually getting some resources, which is good. This is definitely going to help me. Okay. Now these little sanctuaries here, they're rich, diverse habitats with plenty to sack. They're also a breeding ground for peaceful wildlife who range the surrounding area. What you can do is you can ransack these sanctuaries and initiate battles. And if you're successful, there are rewards for the battle. Sometimes gold, sometimes food. So it's a great way to boost up your economy. Looks like we have a little something there. There's a little something here. Okay, so we're all set up. Now the next decision is the fungal hoarder. The shift to fix abodes hasn't been easy for the tribesmen and women who've settled in the outpost, but they've persevered and now thought of the land as home. When they discovered that one of their number had been hoarding mushrooms that he'd found in a nearby cavern for himself, it was a great blow to the spirit of the tribe. Now they want to banish him for his greed. But that would mean being deprived of the location of the mushroom field. What is my reckoning? Well, we can banish him. We might lose some fungi, but it'll make an example of him, and we'll post lookouts so that this doesn't happen again, which gives me a 25% cost reduction to city defense research. We can protect the tribesman because he made a mistake and he'll learn, and the extra food will be welcome. So we'll get a bountiful blessing for 10 terms, which means we'll be able to harvest additional food for 10 whole turns. Or Retain. The man will leave the settlement, but will remain of the tribe. His days will be dedicated to learning more about this strange species. Now, I'm going to select Retain because it gives you a boost to your science. And coming up on the Ancient Age, I'm going to need science as much as possible to quickly get through the Ancient Age and move into the Classic Age. So we're going to select that, and then we are going to grab this resource. Okay. Existential threat. It would seem the balance of power is clear to the advantage of this wild animal. The hunt is likely to go wrong, and you risk losing your life. Yeah. I don't think we're ready to take out a mammoth. Now, you can see that whenever you're preparing to engage in battle, the game automatically does an assessment for you to tell you which side is stronger, which side is weaker. Obviously, my side's weaker because a small hunting party isn't going to be much of a match for a rough and tumble mammoth. So, we're going to retreat and move a little bit out of the way there. And while we do that, we're going to go grab our other tribe here, and we're going to move them up to grab that resource, and we're going to move these guys into ransack position because I want to ransack this sanctuary tile. Okay, and I've achieved the following deed. Be the first to discover Mount Vesuvius. Nice. Okay, so we're going to do that. Fame rewards the deeds of your tribe as tales of their accomplishments echo through the wilderness. In the Neolithic era, gain fame by discovering natural wonders or earning one of the 3 possible era stars: population, science, and hunting. Earn as much fame as possible to leave your mark on history and win the game. We will cover fame in more detail when you reach the ancient era. Okay, so we have our armies prepped and ready to go. And we are going to... ransack has been successful. Nice. Okay, it looks like we gained 20 food for ransacking this spawn point. So we're going to continue to scout here. Okay, it looks like that's the end of that little peninsula. Oh, not going to be able to move that direction. We're going to have to send him up the hill. Okay, and we got these guys. We're going to grab this. Curiosity collected. You found a curiosity ancient encampment. Provide 1 science and 5 fame. Nice. Okay, we're going to move towards that. And we're going to grab our people, and we're going to move towards this. And the settlement should be constructed in 1 more turn.
By building an outpost, claiming territory is this easy. The trick, of course, is keeping it.
Awesome. My growth star has been earned. Okay, cultural milestone. I have unlocked a Neolithic era star, allowing me to move to the ancient era and choose my first culture. This will provide me with bonuses and unlock new gameplay possibilities. Press the Empire button and the Empire banner at any time to access the culture selection screen. Understood. Okay, so before I do that, I want to move these guys if I can. Let's see, did they already move this turn? Yep. Nope. We still haven't moved them. There we go. We're going to have to put them up there. And I want to see if these guys can grab this material. It's always good, if you can, to grab that material. You're always going to need those little discoveries. They really will make or break your game. Okay, so We have a settlement here. Let's see, I can relocate the outpost, or I can create more tribesmen. Well, I have 3 units now. So I'm going to save my resources for this. And we're going to click on the Empire button. And this will show me the different empires that I can adopt as my starting empire. And you can shape these empires however you want. So I like to look and see what others have taken. So we have someone with the Babylonian Empire, the Harappans, the Hittites, the Mycenaeans, and the Nubians. Interesting. I'm going to select the Zhao Empire. Judge an empire not by its strength. Let's see. Gives me stability on districts. Stability in science. So this is a science-based school of thought, and I like that because the faster you can research new technologies, the more of an edge you'll have in this game. And you can look at some of the other details. This is a mixture of science and agriculture. So they get bonuses to both science and agriculture. The Harappans look like they are mostly agriculture based. The Hittites are combat based. Okay, so if I come across the Hittite civilization in game, I need to be very careful with them because they're going to have an automatic boost to their combat. So that makes them much more of a threat. Okay. And it looks like the Mycenaeans are focused primarily on combat and industry. Again, they're going to be a potential threat. And then, of course, you got the capitalists with the Nubian Empire. The Assyrians, it looks like they're all about fortification, influence, and combat. The Egyptians, industry, pretty much industry and influence all the way. The Olmecs, looks like food and influence. The Phoenicians, you have capitalists and farmers. And the Zaoists are science people. I like the science part of it, so I'm going to stick with my selection, and I'm going to adopt this as my beginning culture. And you can hover over the different elements to familiarize yourself with the above things. The amount of information might look staggering at first, but after a few games you'll understand all of it. In your early playthroughs, we suggest you play the cultures that feel right and appealing to you, and don't overthink cultural selection. Once your choice is made, press the confirm button. Your culture choice will become effective at the end of the current turn. Okay, so we're going to definitively select this culture. Okay, and I won my first Aerostar. Okay, so we're going to check on this last army here. I want to see if I need to move him somewhere. Okay, it looks like he might be able to go there. Awesome.
The challenges of a young civilization. It's hard keeping up with the neighbors when they have the wheel and you don't. Humankind learns quickly that everyone contributes. If you're terrified of wild animals, you can grow lentils or catch fish. Tribes settle towns. Towns develop markets, and markets begin the exchange of goods, services, and most important, rumors and hearsay. Perhaps you don't really need to focus on markets when you have deep philosophers and dangerous chariots.
Okay, so I need to start looking at where I want to put some outlying outposts. My main city is here, and I'm thinking I should probably set up outposts further away. Oop, here we got another sanctuary. So I'm going to move into position so I can sack it and try to get those resources. Move these guys. Yeah, we're going to move them up here. See if we can find any additional resources. You have resources like incense, which will give you a boost to your money and stability. But you need to unlock certain technologies like the patronage technology before you can actually use this resource. Again, copper. And it looks like some gems. We have horses. This is definitely going to come in handy once we get domestication unlocked. Okay, we're going to select the city. Doesn't look like I can build anything here yet. So we're going to evolve this outpost into an actual city. And now we have unlocked the Confucian School to generate science points, the farmers' quarters to generate food, and the makers' quarters to generate industry. We also have the ability to create a pottery workshop, which will boost our overall influence. So we already start out, because of this location, with 13 food, 7 industry, 3 money, and 3 science. So we have a little bit of food, and I'm going to select the Confucius School so that we can boost our science research. You also have the ability to try and buy out specific things that you want to construct if you have the money to do so. Right now I don't. So we're going to select the Confucius School and we're going to find a suitable location for it. Looks like I have to pick one of the preset locations. I'm going to select this area because all the other areas have at least more than one available point if I were to use either industry or farming. And once I've selected that, I'm going to select the next option, which will be industry. I want to try to boost our industry to keep it on par with our food. You can select the type of policy that you want. You can gear your city towards growth, economic exports, public control, technology, or you can just set the priorities for yourself of what you want. I just stick with a balanced policy for now because I don't really want to micromanage my city at this stage. So we're going to move on from this and we're going to check out the next army here. It looks like we might be able to move them in this direction. Let's see. Is there anything else up here? Looks like we're getting close to the possible sea right here. Okay. The researchers are idle. Good. And it gives you little warnings like this and tells you what you need to do. So I need to work on domestication right off the bat. We have a resource of horses near the city, and I want to claim this and get started on it right away. So we're going to select domestication, and we have other options such as calendar, carpentry, and city defense available right now. Looking at the technology screen, you'll be able to see all the different types of technologies that can be unlocked in this game. You can queue different technologies if you'd like. I suggest if it's something that you don't want to have to actively think about every single turn, that you queue them up in advance, 3 or 4 technologies, so that you can focus on other aspects of the game. and just make sure you're periodically checking in on them. You do get updates every time they complete, so just keep an eye on it, but you don't have to micromanage it if you don't want to. So we will end our turn for now, and then I'm going to show you um, the civics aspect of the game. Okay. Now, with civics, you can see that the choices that you make in events influence your ideology and provide you with bonuses. Um, Between individualism and collectivism, this bar here will show you where your society currently sits on the scale between those two types of ideologies. You have a worldview ideology, like a globalist ideology, and a homeland or more insular ideology. You have more of an authoritarian ideology and more of a liberty-based ideology, as well as a progress-based ideology or a faith-based ideology. And because we haven't really unlocked civics yet, we haven't done anything with it, our society sits right directly smack dab in the middle. At the bottom here, you can see what your empire stability is. Right now, my empire is currently strained at 86%. So I need to get my stability up. And you can do that by building certain technologies. You can do that by settling new territories and building them up. So we're going to go to the next army and see what we can do. I want to move these guys a little further inland. See if they can find anything. Let's move him here. Okay, doesn't look like he found anything. So we're gonna move the next group. We're gonna move them further inland. And we'll move these guys further north. Nice. He's got a resource up here he can get to. Okay. And I think I can move these guys one more tile. Yep. Awesome. Okay, and another tribe has just reached the ancient era with us. So it looks like there are 6 tribes that I'm up against and competing with. So this should be very interesting to see how this plays out. And the game rolls a different map every time. This is a completely different map than the one that I played last night. So the resources are in different places. Everything's completely unique. Okay, looks like there's a sanctuary up here, possibly. So we're going to move him there, and we're going to grab, let's see, what is this? Some animals. I could attack these animals. I'm slightly better than they are, but I'm going to leave them there for now. I don't want to risk damaging my units just yet. Okay. Move on to the next turn, and we're going to continue scouting here. It looks like we're getting into a colder area. We're going to move these guys further afield, and we'll see if they can find any resources over in this direction. Ah! Okay, the dark and fetid dwellings of dangerous and aggressive wildlife. Care should be taken when sacking its riches. Okay, so this is the first lair that I've actually come across. The last time I played, I didn't see a lair in any of the areas I scouted. So I'm not sure exactly how dangerous it is, but if the game is giving you a warning, my experience has always been, listen. Okay, so we're gonna move this guy closer and pick up that. And domestication has been researched. Okay. So the next thing I can research, I can do the calendar, I could do carpentry, city defense, irrigation, and the wheel. And with this, the calendar allows me to track the changes of the seasons and organize planting of crops. Carpentry will lay the foundation for future constructions and is essential for bow making. This will allow me to start building archers. Obviously, city defense provides defensive structures around your city. Irrigation is going to boost your crops and stability, and the wheel will make transportation much, much easier. But you can see that the cost of a technology like the wheel is very high. 59 turns. Currently, with the amount of research that I'm pulling in, this is not feasible at this time until I boost my research. You want to try to avoid those long-term research projects early on. Focus on the things that you can research quickly, because it's all about amassing as much technology as fast as you can, so that you can get a leg up on the other civilizations. So I like the idea of planting the crops and boosting my food. This way my population can continue to grow. So we're going to select calendar, and I'm going to go into the technology screen. And now that I have calendar selected, I'd like to queue up carpentry afterwards, and then we will queue city defense. Okay, let's go to our idle armies here. We can have this guy check out this lair, or we can have him move in this direction. Let's see what else is up here. Okay, looks like he found another sanctuary. So we're going to leave him in this direction here. There we go. And we're going to move these guys further north. And it looks like they might have found another lair. This looks like a lair. Okay, we can't move him any further. We got a wild animal here. Let's go ahead and do the combat. Awesome. Okay, now my side is stronger overall, according to the assessment that the game gives me. I can retreat from battle if an enemy seems like they're too difficult, or if I just don't want to fight at the moment. I could do a manual battle to engage my opponent's army and start deploying my troops on the battlefield, or I can just allow the game to basically roll the dice and force it to instantly resolve the battle. I'm going to select manual battle so that you can see the different aspects of this. And we're going to move within these pink areas to position our troops. I think we'll position them on this side. And then we are going to end the deployment. Once you've deployed all your troops, you can then end the deployment. Okay. The units are waiting on my orders. So we are going to chase this little bastard. We're going to attack him. Okay, so I did half of his damage. And he did a little bit of damage on me, but we ended up killing him. So I took 30% losses almost, and he was killed. I've achieved the following deed. I was the first to discover Yellowstone. Nice. Okay. I didn't lose any units though, which is good. I also gained 5 money for that fight, which will help. Okay, so we're going to move these people. I want to move up towards this sanctuary here. And we're going to have these guys ransack this sanctuary. And then we're going to have these guys. Let's see. I don't think we are capable of taking that layer out. So this is going to be tough.
All right.
So we'll just move these guys for now over here.
Understood. Over this way.
Oh, can't move them anymore. There we go. Let's look at the overall strength of the layer.
Over this way. No fear.
It's not showing me the... Okay, I'm gonna have to wait till the next round before it'll actually show me what the strength of that tile is. But we're gonna keep moving these guys. We're gonna move them further north.
Follow me.
And then we're gonna select these guys. And I want them to
Come over here.
ransack this sanctuary. Okay, and that takes us to turn 20. They have successfully ransacked. And we're going to ransack this one, and we'll check on it on the next turn. There we go. Let's see where... Ooh, there's a resource down here. Atlas discovered. I discovered the breathtaking Atlas Mountains. Cool. Okay, we're going to move this guy in this direction. Okay, he looks like there's some shoreline here. Okay, he's going to have to go further north. And we're going to end it right there. Actually, we're going to move. We'll do one more turn for now. Ah, another layer. Curiosity found. I found animal remains, providing me with 8 research and 10 fame. Awesome. Okay, and we're gonna attack this animal here. Yep, there we go. My side is stronger overall. So, the last time we selected the manual battle, this time we'll just click instant resolution. I won. I did take quite a bit of damage, but I didn't take any losses. And my combat strength went down a little bit because of the damage I took, the overall health I lost. But we managed to win that battle. And right now I don't really need these guys to fight. I just need them to scout. So we're going to go ahead and end this turn. And we'll take a short break. And then we'll come back and we'll continue playing and we'll unlock civics. And I will walk you through the different civic choices that you have to shape your society. It's much like civilization, so we'll go through that in just a moment. Now, if you enjoyed this review so far and you want to support more content on this channel, please follow to get notified for when we go live. You can help us upgrade the gaming rig, streaming equipment, access new games and content by subscribing to the channel. Subscriptions are $4.99 to start, and you get one free sub if you're an Amazon Prime member. It's a great way to help the channel grow and expand the content we create. Yeah, I'm looking forward to being able to live stream Starfield, Elder Scrolls 6, and more. We want to be able to provide you guys with, a high quality streaming experience, so we're going to have to get that video card upgraded, and those subs are definitely going to help do that. Okay, so I will be back in just a moment, and then we will continue our review. Stay tuned. And welcome back to the live review of Humankind. We're going to continue our game, and we're going to select our next unit, and I want to try ransacking this lair. I've never actually done this on a lair, so I'm kind of interested to see what'll happen, just how difficult they are. We're going to move our additional units further. I want to see what we can find now. Looks like there is a unit here, some mercenaries. These guys are unclanned, so I can actually take these guys out, and it shouldn't affect my overall standing with any other civilizations that I haven't come into contact with yet.
For the pigs. It may not be glorious, but it beats sleeping under trees.
Okay, and I was able to successfully ransack. So let's see what it says here. Okay. This is actually not another empire. This is an NPC. Just basically a wild tribe. So I can actually go down here and start talking to them. I can use my fame and influence to persuade them to become friends. I can spend money and offer them tribute to gain their friendship, and then I can eventually assimilate their tribe into mine. Okay, so we're gonna select this army here, and I want him to continue moving.
The Assyrians. The fact that they have horses and siege engines might indicate their preferences as a neighbor.
I do not want to battle them yet. Let's see. I'm under attack by the Syrians. Both sides are evenly matched. Okay. We'll go with a manual battle. And it looks like I can move to this area. This is just going to be basically a slugfest at this point.
No fear.
Since we're evenly matched. And it looks like they're getting the upper hand. So I can end the round and just be slaughtered. I guess I could try to retreat.
All together.
And they killed me. I was defeated by the Assyrians. Not a very good way of introducing myself to a new civilization, but it happens. Thankfully, we actually have another group here that can rush in and defend. We're going to take on this layer up here. Let's see. They're in battle at the moment. Okay. Manual. There we go. We're going to position them here. And my guys were killed. No. Well, I'm kind of screwed.
No fear.
Yeah, I kind of figured that. I kind of figured. So you can open the stats of your battle and you can see what units you lost, how much damage you were able to do. Didn't do so well. So I lost 2 of my scouting units, but I still have my 3rd. Okay, so we're going to move to...
Since it's from you...
Ah, we're getting an offer from the
look.
Assyrians. The Assyrians want to open up luxury trade with our empire. Well, you killed us. So, I don't like that. So I'm going to select that they demand. I'm going to demand that they pay me 100 coin for the attack.
This one will cost you dearly.
Okay, and you can
We'll see you punished.
select the relations. You can see what your standing is with each empire that you've come into contact with. Your war support. This is the amount of support that you gain if you were to go to war with someone else. Up here is the attitude of the empire that you're conversing with. It might say like suspicious, irritated, angry, friendly. Just depends on how your overall interaction with them has been and what their overall personality is. You can declare war, you can propose alliances if you've made the proper overtures and gotten their overall attitude higher towards you. You can offer trades of strategic and luxury resources, yours or theirs, imports and exports. Different treaties. You can choose to only trade luxury goods. You can request full and open trade. You can share maps, open borders, non-aggression pacts. And this includes additional options as you continue to level up from age to age. So I have made a demand that he pay me 100 coin for the attack on my people. And I've refused his trade-only luxuries. And currently we have closed borders. So, yes. It's kind of arrogant of him to assume that I was going to want to work with him after he attacked my people. Okay, so we're going to continue moving north. Looks like there's some more of his people here. Okay. We'll go to the next turn. I really don't want to fight anybody, so I'm going to retreat from this battle right now. And that'll put me back to a position that's outside of where the battle is happening. Okay, let's take an overall look at the map here. Okay. We're going to make our way towards the north, but we're going to go in this direction. And I've gained some population. Carpentry has finished researching. And it looks like we're working on city defense next. Okay, we're going to end that turn. And let's see, what do we have here? So we have a wild city. So I want to actually speak with these people. So they're called the Acadians, and they seem to be very insular and freedom-based. Let's see. They're considered kin because they live right next to where my base is. And we have a little bit of money and fame, so we can use that to offer patronage and try to increase our influence over them. So I'll put a few gold into that. And we're going to select our army, and we're going to unlock some more resources here.
Over this way.
Okay. I got 40 gold for discovering an old hoard. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Let's go back to my city here. See how we're coming along. Okay, the maker's quarters are still being built, but I can spend 82 gold to buy it out right now, and it'll be done. Or I could wait 3 turns. We're going to buy it out now. And I noticed that my food is very, very low. I'm actually using more food than I'm taking in. So I want to construct an additional farm. And I'm going to find the tile that best gives me the boost to do that. So it looks like I can select any of these tiles, but this one here gives me 4-point boost if I select it. And we're going to also put an additional farm. Let's see. 3-point boost. Ah, this one here would give me a 4-point boost as well. 2-point boost. We'll select here. Okay, and it's going to be 301 coin to upgrade it, and I do not have the money right now, so we're going to hold off on that. Okay, we lost a little bit of population due to the food shortage. Okay, we're going to check. And I gained it back because now we have some farms. Awesome. Okay, so let's take a look at this side here. Yep, my side is definitely weaker, so I'm not going to want to fight these guys. I definitely don't want to fight them. Get my butt kicked. Okay, so we're going to try to move these guys further north. The unknown has gained a renown as a merchant. Awesome. We're going to end that turn. And I need them to head in this direction. There we go. We'll grab this resource. Gives me 40 additional coin. Then we're going to head back here, and now I can place this farmer's quarters, spending 99 gold to do so. That'll boost my food. And it looks like I could build a horse ranch. So we are going to build a horse ranch on top of our resource. And that's in queue. So now that we've queued that up, let's go ahead and end the turn. Verba Volante Scripta Manant has been unlocked by another empire. Okay. Let's see, where's my idle army here? There we go. Well, we're going to keep making them move in this direction. I'm going to end that. The wonderful Gunung Mulu has been locked by another empire. Alright. Let's end that turn. City defense has not been researched. And I've unlocked one of the scientist stars for this era. Okay. We have no additional research selected for now. But we can upgrade irrigation, fishing, masonry, bronze work, writing, and the wheel. I believe writing will give us a leg up toward civics. And normally I don't like to select these long-term research projects. But I really want to get to civics as fast as possible so I can show you what that will do, because there's a whole entire aspect of the game around civics. Okay, so we have writing selected. We're also going to select irrigation as a backup technology to research. There we go. And we will select bronze working so that we can start harvesting the copper, and we can also get some upgraded spearmen. Okay, so let's go ahead and check in on our army. I can move them a little further north. Nice. Pick up that resource. We'll pick up that resource. There we go. Let's see if we can move them a little further north. Getting a nice bird's eye view. Now, what you should do, which I didn't do this playthrough, is as you're scouting and you're finding areas that have some pretty good resources, throw down an outpost. And the more outposts you have, the more territory you can claim. So it's always a good idea to do that. I'm just kind of going through and trying to show you guys like some of the map and explore and see what the game has to offer. But there are many different ways you can play this game, and it's very easy. The learning curve is very low. It is a lot like Civilization. I will give the critics that, but I've actually had a lot of fun with the game. And once we get into the civics aspect, you'll see how you can kind of fine-tune your society. You can also get into the faith aspect of the society, and you can shape how you want your people to address faith, whether you want them to be more secular or more fervently evangelical. It's pretty comprehensive. There's quite a lot of stuff that you can do. and I've been having a lot of fun with it. I ended up playing it for several hours last night, and yeah, I played through like 100 turns. It was just so engrossing for me. And I normally, these aren't the kind of go-to games that I play. So I was actually really surprised that I enjoyed it as much as I did.
Off we go.
Okay, so we're going to make these guys head north a little bit more. I want to see what some of these resources are. Okay, I achieved the following deed. I was the first to discover Mount Roemia. Okay.
Let's go.
Not sure where that is, but awesome sauce.
Will do.
Ooh, and we got 8 more science and some more fame. That is nice. That's going to definitely help.
I'm on it.
Okay. I'm going to end that turn. And then we're going to keep moving. And I have stuff queued up at my base, so actually want to take a look down here. Ah,
Come over here.
there we go. Let's take a look at the base and we'll see how this is coming along. So I can learn the farmer's quarters now. This will boost my food production. And then we have the horse ranch that we're going to be working on after that. Okay. And some of the infrastructure I can create after I place the horse ranch down on the resource, I will be able to make animal barns, which will increase the amount of food. I could place a granary, which also boosts my food. The pottery workshop boosts fame. The lumber yard will boost industry, and the palisades will boost fortifications. I can also craft additional units: archers, scout riders, scouts, and warriors. The scout riders will become available after the horse ranch is complete. I could create some scouts and then upgrade them to scout riders at that time if I wanted to. But for now, we're going to leave that as it is. And looking at some of these infrastructure projects, I think I might try to throw down an animal barn as soon as I get a chance. It seems to have a pretty good boost for food, and my civilization is definitely going to need that. Okay, so we'll look and see what can be bought out. I don't have the money to buy out anything yet, so we're going to move on to the next round. A new wonder can be claimed. Each of these designated monuments can be a testament to humankind's power and ingenuity. Okay. And different wonders will actually give you different bonuses. So we will take a look at that in just a moment, and we will see what we can do. Okay, there we go. I think I'm going to want to throw down another farm. Something just tells me that I'm really going to need the extra farming space. Okay, so we get 5 extra points, 4 extra points, 3, 5, 3. Okay, so this is the best spot to put it. Awesome. Okay. Let's go check on... Ah, curiosity collected. Nice. Okay, now I can buy out this horse ranch, and now we have a strategic resource claimed for horses. Okay, we're going to select an animal barn upgrade, and that will help boost our food. And we're going to go to our idle army here, and I wanted to take a look at some of this area that I haven't unlocked. So we're going to backtrack a little bit and see if there's any resources down through here that we can select.
So, will this independent people be an ally or an enemy? A barrier or a blessing? Their future may not be in their hands.
That doesn't sound ominous.
No doubt this independent people possess sophisticated customs, rights, language, and beliefs. I do hope you're going to treat them well.
Looks like I have to find another way to get up into this area here. I have to traverse some mountainous area.
Greetings to the Nubians. Now there's some good fortune. A neighbor who may be more interested in commerce than conflict.
The Nubians, huh?
Greetings, Sovereign.
Interesting.
Do you too believe that there is no limit to how high humanity might soar?
Well, let's introduce ourselves properly.
Greetings. I'm a good neighbor and a loyal friend. As long as you don't cross me.
Greetings. To what do I owe this pleasure?
So these people are cruel and militaristic. They are going to absolutely be a threat. Okay. Let's see. How do I want to approach these guys? Well, let's see. Maybe we can get them to agree to a non-aggression pact.
Something to make our affairs more civil?
I'm not easy to convince, but you are close.
Yes, very good. This I like.
Let us
Awesome.
have wine and song.
Nice. So now we signed a non-aggression pact, which should, not guaranteed, but should help reduce the amount of conflict that I have with their civilization for the time being. Always a good thing this early in the game. And looks like there's some ongoing demands. He hasn't responded to my demands to pay, but he's a traitorous bastard, so I don't think signing a non-aggression pact is really gonna be beneficial. And I might as well just withdraw my demands, but you know, at this point it's not really gonna matter. Okay. Let's see. Reveal capital. Maybe I can get him to share his maps. Maybe it is worth withdrawing the demands.
This is getting us nowhere. Very well. I step back.
Received. I'm going to refuse that proposition.
No, not acceptable.
You understand nothing.
The reason I refused is because he wasn't going to live up to it anyway. Okay. And you get your little notifications down here, so the Assyrians feel differently about me. Demand has been received to sign a military treaty with the Assyrians, and the Nubians had learned about me. So you can keep track of all your little notifications down here in the bottom corner. You also have these little buttons here that allow you to filter out what you see, so that you can find specific resources and tiles. Let's see, heads up marker. Yep, you can place a heads up marker for allies, everyone, and owners of the tile. There's all kinds of little settings that you can play around with. You can show attack markers. You can show a defend marker. You can hear news from the border. This will tell you, like, if there's any war, if there's any conflict. So it's pretty comprehensive, the things that you can do. I still can't unlock civics yet, So we're going to look and see. Should be close to being able to do that. Okay. Let's see. Sign military treaty with the Assyrians. Fuck that. I ain't doing
I
that.
relinquish my request.
I ain't gonna work with you. You're an asshat.
That's right. Lapdog.
He is an asshat. But the Nubians, on the other hand, I mean, they're cruel and militaristic, so that I see them being a threat at some point. But hey, maybe we should work together. You know, see if we can get them to share some of their map.
Do something clever today.
Yeah.
Sign this treaty.
Perhaps.
So, will this independent people be an
Fantastic.
ally or
I
an
can vote
enemy?
it myself.
A barrier or a blessing?
This calls for celebration.
Yeah, we're gonna open up our borders too. But he wants me to pay.
Do
I don't
something
have the
clever
money.
today. Sign this treaty.
I'm not easy to.
Didn't have the money to do that, unfortunately. So, let's see, what have we got here? No grievances.
No doubt this independent
There we go.
people possess sophisticated customs, rights, language, and beliefs. I do hope you're going to treat them well. A new independent people. And who are they? Time will tell if they are helpful, helpless, or history.
Okay. So, move them. End that turn.
So, will this independent people be an ally or an enemy? A barrier or a blessing? Their future may not be in their hands.
Yeah, that little voiceover narration kind of gets a little old sometimes, especially if you're in an area like that where there's something that they want you to focus on. And right now I'm just trying to focus on the other stuff that I'm doing. So we got animal barns. Looks like we're still working on that. And we got irrigation or writing, and then irrigation, and then bronze working lined up afterwards. Okay, so he wants to propose a trade of luxuries. Yes, we can do that.
Yes, very good. This I like.
That's
Let
perfectly
us savor
fine.
this moment.
Perfectly fine with that.
Friend, I trust you are well.
Okay, it looks like the Harappans have moved on to the classical age. So we are going to have to play some catch up here.
No doubt this independent people possess sophisticated customs,
Yes,
rights,
yes, yes.
language, and beliefs. I do hope you're going to treat them well.
Okay. So they are tolerant of my people for now, but I'm going to use some of my fame to try and boost my standing with them. As soon as I hit it up to here, about 90% or so, I should be able to assimilate them. Okay, we're going to make sure my army's selected. And I want to move them up here. Actually, let's change that. There's a resource right here I want to grab. Perfect. An old board. I got some additional money now. Okay. Then we'll move them in this direction, and then we're going to go back and check on the city. And I believe you can have up to 4 cities at a time. But you can also create outposts and then attach them to specific cities to keep your expanded territory going. And it looks like we got 7 more turns on these farmers' quarters. Excuse me. So we'll end that turn. And then we'll take a look. 229 coin. I only have 86, so I'm kind of low on my coin. There's not a whole lot I can do, and I apologize if I'm losing my voice. I've been live streaming every day for 2 weeks, and I'm not used to talking that much, so it's definitely been a challenge. Okay, we're going to move him further north. Try to get cut through some of this fog of war. Normally I would have multiple scouts and I would have them going in every direction to find resources. But at this point I'm just trying to quickly burn through my turns so that I can get civics unlocked and show that to you guys. I'm not actually playing to win at the moment. Okay, so we'll make him go there. Check the city again. Oh, can't unlock that farmer's quarters yet, but maybe on the next turn.
Debate and discussion are not the pastimes of the idle, but the actions of thinkers and movers who will touch every aspect of civilization.
Okay, so writing is now complete. So now we'll take a look and see what we have available. I don't see civics yet. So we're going to go to the technology screen and we're going to look and see what else we need to do. So we have irrigation and bronze working in the queue. And coming up, we're going to have philosophy, hydrology, trade expeditions, fortifications, standing army, rhetoric, theology, alchemy, guilds. We've got quite a bit of stuff to learn moving forward. But we're getting close to being in the next age. So once we have irrigation and bronze working down, we're going to queue up the wheel. Make sure I click the right button here. Got a left click to queue. We're going to queue the wheel. Okay. Sumatra discovered. There we go. Moving one step closer. Well, let's take a look at this farmer's quarters. Yeah, we're just going to buy that out. And then we will go check on our... he wants to open up full trade. So...
What do you say to this appealing proposal?
Yeah, why not?
Fantastic.
That's fine.
I wrote it myself.
We can do that. Okay, we're going to move our little scouting party further. See if we can find any additional resources. Ah, there we go. Okay, we'll grab this resource here. And let's go back and check on the city. Okay, it looks like our animal barns are still in the process of being constructed. It looks like we have 11 more turns on that. So we will end the turn right here. Definitely don't have the money to do that, so we're gonna grab our people and let's see, which direction do I want to go. There's a whole area up here I don't think I've even checked out yet, so let's head in that direction. Okay, Land of the Dead. For hundreds of years, the dead of Haojing have been laid to rest in burial sites within or close to the city's borders. Now, however, with a fast rising population and many dying every moon, these sites are becoming overcrowded. Future burials could lead to disease as corpses await processing. Cremation might be a wiser choice. What is my decree? Well, if we choose bury, then there will be forced labor for 10 turns because we are going to need more workers to build more tombs. And if we choose cremate, then soldiers will need to ensure obedience, and all will be cremated to ensure healthy citizens. So quartermaster will be on my city for 10 turns. So forced labor or quartermastering. Quartermastering is probably going to lower my stability, and forced labor is going to definitely piss off my people. So we're going to take a stability hit on that because I don't want to have to go the forced labor route if I don't have to. So we're going to end our turn here. And I can buy this resource from the cassettes. So, yes, we're going to buy some copper.
Your first trade link. Commerce is how empires have always shared goods, resources, and tall tales.
And do I want to buy gemstone? No, I do not. Okay, so you can click on trade caravans and see what they have. Let's see. Do you have any more trade? I don't see any. Nope. Okay. Go ahead, end that turn.
A proposal for your consideration.
Open borders, huh? Well,
Yes,
sure.
very good. This I like.
Okay, I'm gonna make them ransack the sanctuary. Okay. And they got 22 gold for doing that. We're gonna have them continue to move to the west. Okay, we've researched irrigation, and we're working on the wheel. And we're working on bronze working. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I'm coming in 5th place so far, so not doing too well. Let's see. Ah, there we go. Actually, I just passed a resource. I didn't even see it there. Nice. By what right do we rule? New civic. Okay. Founding myths. By what right do we rule? Okay, so I finally unlocked civics. Apparently it's after you get to a certain stage in the game or a certain influence level, you can then start choosing how you want to shape the civic foundations of your empire. Now, each time you unlock a new tier of civics or a new decision that you can make, you'll always have one of two choices. It'll say something like this, by what right do we rule? The natural right. We claim inherent domain over the land and beasts. And it shows you where this particular school of ideology falls. Is it between tradition and progress? Is it between liberty and authoritarianism? It will show you where this side of the argument would fall. The other side is divine mandate. Our supremacy is ordained, for we are the chosen ones. So, we can choose between a more secular society and a more religious society, essentially. I'm going to choose natural right because I want to build
Why
a
was
more
this
secular
even a question?
society.
Let's keep it simple. We've been here. It's our place.
Okay. And legitimacy. What style of laws does the Empire use? Customary laws with historical precedent and tradition that serve as the basis for judgment. Or codified laws. Laws will be debated, classified, and codified for perpetuity. So, customary laws would be more tradition and historical precedent. That means that if things have always been done a certain way, then that's the way that they just should be done. And that's more of a traditionalist, faith-based type mindset than a more progressive, secular mindset. Codified laws are definitely the way to go on this for what I want. Each one is going to have a different benefit. So if we were to go with customary laws, there's a 50% less create outpost cost. And if we go with codified laws, there's a 20% reduction on attach outpost cost and a 20% reduction on absorb city cost.
Just imagine. Once you discover writing, you can literally throw the book at them.
Okay, so far these are the two options that I've been given, and I've unlocked both of them. And as we come across new special events or certain actions in the game, it will open up dialogue options for possible additional civic decisions to shape our empire. Okay, so we're going to close that window out and see how we're doing here. Well, still don't have enough money to finish that construction. Let's check on our idle army. Okay, we're going to just pay for that. Get that one done. And what do we want to queue? Okay. House of Scribes. Yes. I'd like to get a research boost. So let's set a House of Scribes. Haha. Okay. And we'll check on our army. We're gonna make them move. And we're done. Okay, we sold some resources to the Nubians. It looks like there's some violence that's blocking one of our trade routes. So I'm not sure who's having conflict with whom. Gonna end that turn. Gonna move our guys. And I've unlocked a new civic. Independent peoples. The world as it ever was is divided into rulers and the ruled, great spawning empires and proud independent cities. Your struggle is with other empires, but you should not forget the part these free cities can play. Let's see what the details are. So how should we use other people? We can have mercenary armies, while let our own blood be spilled when we can pay others to fight. So that's a 50% higher army cost reduction if we were to select mercenary armies. assimilated peoples. Our empire will become stronger by opening our arms to new communities. This gives you a reduction on assimilated cost. So we can have a more insular, militarized society, or we can be more global oriented. Normally, I would want to be more global oriented, but in this particular instance, I like to assimilate cities, so I'm going to select
They may have
assimilated
more
peoples.
to offer than just their weapons. Assimilation does seem practical.
And check on this House of Scribes. Okay, still can't pay for it yet, but we're going to continue to have our people do some scouting here. Well, I don't want them to go that way. Well, they're going to have to go all the way down and around the mountain. Oh, there we go. Skip a couple of turns. Come on. Okay, we finished working bronze. I've unlocked another era star. Awesome. Let's see, what else do we got here? So we got the wheel. And looks like we can toss... Oh, wrong button there. We could toss fishing and masonry on the pile. And we'll learn those. And we'll upgrade our warfare capabilities and our sailing. Okay, so let's collect this resource. I'm going to end this turn, and then I'm going to go check on the city and see how that's doing. Ooh, not quite. Okay, of dogs and wolves. Alarming tidings from Haojing, the heart of the Empire's most important breadbasket region. Shepherds in the city's surrounding lands claim that wild beasts are killing their livestock in unprecedented numbers. They warn you that if nothing is done, you'll lose both a source of food and valuable pelts. What do you want to do? Well, I can spend 20 gold, and the dogs are used to protect houses and palaces. They can be trained to guard livestock. I can ignore the problem and hope that everything will be fine, and there's a chance of unexpected consequences with this. Or I can hunt by coordinating with the farmers, the local garrison, and the shepherds will kill the wild beasts. But this will implement a sacrifice penalty, which will give me a 20% reduction on industry cost for land, air, and naval units, and a 10% food cost, or 10% food reduction for 10 turns. So, but it has a high chance of good consequences. Now, I have the gold, so I'm just going to go ahead and pay for guard. This has a high chance of good consequences, and it only cost me 20 gold. That's not a huge loss. So we'll check. Okay, it looks like everything's good there. And looks like I'm being attacked. Now, I could defend myself because I am stronger overall. So we're going to go with an instant resolution, and hopefully I will be victorious. Yes. Okay, I lost half of my health, but they lost all of their units. So, not too shabby. Okay. And as you can see, guys, this game, I'm finding a lot of fun in it. I've been playing it a little differently this time than I normally would because I wanted to try and show you guys some of the features, especially the civic features. But there's so much you can do with this game. I'm just scratching the surface with it. I really hope you guys like it. I'm giving it a thumbs up. I think, yes, it's a lot like Civilization, but Civilization tends to have a much crazier AI that's a little difficult on the harder settings. And this game is, I don't know, it just seems like it's much more geared towards the casual gamer. And there's some history here. There's I like the landmarks. I like the historical information about each of the different empires that you can try out. I like the customizing of your civic growth and your faith, and the technology tree is pretty standard for these types of games. But I mean, is it a Civilization knockoff? Yes and no. It really it's along the same lines of Civilization, but it's its own game. And is it worth $40 or $50? That's a question for another person because I if you ask me, most games these days just are way too expensive for what you're getting. But it's not a bad game. It really isn't. If you come into it with the expectation that it's somehow going to be so much better by and far than Civilization, you're going to be disappointed. It's basically very similar. So, as long as you have that in mind, you'll know what you're getting into. Um, so that concludes the live review for today. There's more that I could show you, but I'm going to sit here and probably play for another few hours. Or maybe I'll go back to my old save. Actually, you know what? I'm going to try something different here. I want to go back and show you guys what I was working on last night. Because I was having so much fun with this game. So we're going to go back to the main menu and see if it'll allow me. Is it going to let me load my game from yesterday? No, doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like I must have saved over it, unfortunately. Well, I was hoping that I could show you guys all the work that I put in. I had four different actual cities, and then I had multiple outposts that I had attached to those cities. I had ports on 3 sides of my continent. I was friends with the 2 most powerful empires that I had come across, and the 3 of us, one was more of a military, one was more of a commercial, like a capitalist type society, and I was the scientific society. So we all complemented each other, and we all had an alliance together. It was really awesome. We were able to just kind of wipe everybody else out and build our shit in peace, in relative peace. And it was a lot of fun, and I probably played it for 5 or 6 hours. So I was kind of hoping that you guys would enjoy this game and maybe give it a try at some point if you haven't already. So, as I said, that concludes our live review for today. Join us next weekend. We're going to be reviewing 2 new games on Saturday and Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you for viewing. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. We'll see you for more content throughout the week. And have a great weekend, folks.